Hello, I'm ShieldWar100 and welcome back to my Wargames channel and my Wargaming room. It's Hail Caesar again today. I love this game. It does some, you can really set up some interesting scenarios, and I hope that you'll agree that I've set up a reasonable one today. It's a bit of a small one, but we're using our Alexandrian Macedonians. Once again, my newly painted army do like them, have had mixed success with them away from the camera, but I do like the way they look, so they're out today. Yeah. Right, so this is a scenario I've set up. It's just like I said, it's a fairly small one, but it should be quite fun to do, which is something you can really do in Hail Caesar that you can't necessarily do in other game systems. Right, we are in the midst of Alexander the Great's invasion of the Persian Empire. He has defeated Darius a couple of times, and the Persian forces are kind of in disarray at the moment, but the big feature of the Persian Empire was its ability to manage its massive resources well, and so, you know, with lots of independent satrapies and things. So there was still resistance, I'm assuming, and this is a small skirmish. But yes, Alexander the Great has gone off on a bit of a scouting mission. Maybe he's gone to see the Persian Empire's equivalent of the world's biggest ball of yarn or something. He's heard about it and he's decided to check it out, and he's taken his crack force of his some of his most trusted retainers with him, as he was wont to do in real life. So we have Alexander the Great at the front of the column, of course. Here his companion cavalry here, some Thessalian light cavalry, some prodromoi. We got some Greek medium cavalry who are probably there just to make sure they don't wander off, and the infantry contingent is his hand-picked hypaspists, some archers he was wanted to take with him, and a whole bunch of Agrianian stroke Thracian light infantry as well, some peltasts as well. So, and as you can see, a backup commander to help them out as well in case he gets carried away or wanders off. Anyway, they're off on an excursion. Perhaps they've separated themselves from the rest of the army in their push to keep advancing as quickly as possible. It sounds like something, you know, the world's greatest general wouldn't do, but we do actually know that Alexander was wanted to do this and did. And what's happened is some local Persian forces have got together and they are trying to set an ambush for this so-called Great. And they're ambushing him, basically. They haven't done a particularly good job. But here we are. This part of the army's revealed itself a little bit too early. The rest of the Persian army is not on the board yet. We'll come to that in a moment. But we can see they've got some skirmishers emerging from the brush here. Some actual medium infantry, some all armed with bows, some with spears as well, blocking the path, the road, for want of a better word, and some more archers back here. A commander, he's only command value 7 for him. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. And they're gonna try and block the way as best as possible while Persian reinforcements rush to come on the board. And I'm not going to tell you where they're coming on just yet, or what makeup they're going to be. We'll leave that as a surprise for you guys as the game goes on. But yeah, so back to the Alexandrian forces just here. Right, yeah, so yes, the Persians, I'm not giving them as good command values as the Alexandrian Macedonians. That's not jingoistic the actual state of the Persian army at this point wasn't particularly healthy, and although individually the units and commanders are probably quite good, I'm thinking some central authority was, really wanting at this point. I'm probably not sure where Darius was at this point either, trying to raise his third army, which he never actually did in the end, but hey ho. So yeah, we're going for a mixture of 7s and 8s for them, and I'll be generating that randomly as I need to, and I'll be dicing to see when they arrive too. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. Right, so victory conditions. Well, the Alexandrian Macedonians have seen these Persians, and Alexander is going to be like, right, we need to kill these guys. When he started to get his sort of god complex going, he resorted to kill everyone quite often, actually. Anyway, so he's going to be trying to punch through the blockade, extricate his forces from any ambush, and defeat any Persian forces around. We'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, the Persians will win if they can destroy at least half of the Macedonian army, or if they can kill Alexander the Great. How about that? Yeah? So there's our victory conditions. I've witted on for quite long enough now. I'm going to get on and roll some dice. I gave the Persians the first activation, first turn, because I figured they're the ones doing the ambushing. So, right, so what they did was they actually managed to do a really mighty command roll to get these slingers from over here into over here and into short range of the companions, where they did 1 point of damage to them. Sadly for the rest of the Persians, they're actually out of bow range. Maybe a bit foolhardy of them to reveal themselves so soon, but and then they failed all their remaining command rolls, so they could not move anymore. So that does conclude turn 1 for the Persians, but they did some damage to the companions, so that's not bad at all. It all counts, and the companions are a tough cookie, so getting some hits on the board there, always useful. Changing my perspective to the other side of the table now, where the Alexandrian Macedonians have reacted in, well, expected ferocity and with initiative. So as you can see, their entire army has moved up. The Thessalian cavalry lights have moved right up to javelin range of these Persians archers in the rough ground there. Through javelins did not achieve anything, unfortunately for them. The rest of the armies have shaken out into line formation from column. Was looking to get a bit further forwards, but yeah, that'll do. Go away, Bosco. Sorry. Kitty attack, and he's going to snap spears if I'm not careful, so watch out. Further back, the slingers have taken a point of damage from some archers who deployed to meet them. The Hypaspis are threateningly moving up. Bosco. He'll go of his own accord. And yes, the Thracians remaining in what passes for column amongst light infantry, I guess, from northern Greece. And yeah, they're moving up as well. So yeah, we're going to start dicing to see if Persian reinforcements start coming in to develop this game. What I'm saying is I'll randomly determine what their commanders, what the divisional commanders' command value is, and then I'll roll a command check to see if they come on this turn. Okay, if they fail, they don't, and they'll be dicing their orders from the board edge, and yeah, that'll be how we do it. Okay, right, gonna get on now, back to the Persians. And yes, with whooping cries, Persian reinforcements pour onto the battlefield. Some newly painted units as well in amongst them. A command value 8 commander with 4 units of light cavalry, including one of horse archers there. Not just javelin boys, but some actual horse archers as well. They moved onto the board. I randomly determined which part they come on. They turned up on the back left flank of the Macedonians, and unfortunately for them, they actually failed their order to continue moving, so they were going to get right up in the grill and start peppering missiles at people and at columns in the back and things, and that would have been nasty, but I failed the order. So still not able to coordinate particularly well, these Persians, but at least they got these guys on. The other division, the contents of which will remain and not, hidden from you guys, has failed its order, so not coming on this turn. But there we are. So yes, but some of the horse archers did shoot and disorder the bowman, the Macedonian. So that's some effect they've had already. Meanwhile, the remaining Persians, the slingers, unfortunately didn't do anything at all. All the archers opened up and caused 3 points of damage to the Thessalian light cavalry. So quite punishing salvo. They've only got 4 stamina, those Thessalians, so they're nearly there as it is already. But they've soaked up some damage. Is some archery fire. That might be their job. We're going to move now to the Macedonians and carry on the game. Well, the Macedonian army has reacted with aplomb to this news of the Persian ambush closing in. They had a really cracking command phase. Not a bad turn overall. As you can see, their Hypaspis and a lot of the Thracians with some abominably good command rolls have formed into a battle line to defend themselves from the incoming cavalry. The other Thracians with the Romfire unit has moved to shield the archers, who are busy regrouping, and yes, they've moved into skirmish for order, so they can eventually go into the rough ground here, maybe to oust the slingers. Right, Alexander the Great, I'm just going to move around, dug his heels in and charged at the head of his companion cavalry into the Persian roadblock, and as you can see, they smashed it. The Persians actually took the companions up to 4 hits overall, taken throughout the course of the game, but was not enough. They got smashed. Alexander adding 5 attacks, narrowly missing being injured himself, just like all the stories, I guess. And yeah, crunching both infantry units there, the main unit and the one that was supported. Yeah, the Hail Caesar version 2 is a bit harder on supporting units than it used to be in this, which I think makes for a better game overall. It certainly means that supporting units just don't automatically become a second line of defense after the first one gets killed. Yeah, they're actually liable to take excess hits a lot more now, and yeah, so in this case, did not go well for them. Battered. The companions, though, have ripped through the Persian roadblock. The Persian commander had to join the unit of archers, who are still only really there because they're in the rough ground, and I'm counting that as not really accessible to cavalry, to be perfectly honest. Not for this game. Right, yeah. So the only unit on the Macedonian side that didn't actually contribute this turn was the Greek cavalry, who failed their order. Sadly for them, obviously not too fussed about this little adventure they're having. The prodromoi, though, on a double 1 command value, have actually whipped around here. Apologies for the quick camera work there, because yes, their shtick really is dealing with light cavalry, so they are very fast themselves, and they were able to reposition themselves here so that they can now threaten the Persians who've come on. So not a great turn for the Persians, pretty good for the Macedonians. But the Persians still have a couple of tricks up their sleeve. Will they bring them on, though? That's the question. Let's find out. The third and final Persian commander has made his way onto the board, and it is at the other back corner behind the Macedonians. This would have been an amazing ambush if it had been timed better, but it's still not too bad because, yes, they deployed and then charged immediately into the Thracians here. Well, one of the units of medium cavalry that he brought with him. He has, in this new division, 2 units of medium Persian cavalry, which is no joke at all, and some skirmish javelinmen for funsies, I guess. And yeah, they charged straight into the Thracians and have managed to knock back a unit in disorder despite hitting them in the side. So yeah, the Thracians did pretty well there, but overall it's enough to push them back in disorder. So it's pretty gross, pretty damaging. On the other side, the Persian light cavalry division has leapt into action, swarming forwards and pelting missiles at the Greek and Macedonians there, causing quite a bit of damage to the Thracians on the front line, and a peppering of damage here and there throughout. The slingers have shot and taken 2 points of damage off the Thracians in front of them, but not enough to disorder them at all. And yeah, that's basically it. But quite a damaging turn against the Macedonians. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, there's a lot. All the Persians are now on the board. So as you can see, quite the battle erupting behind Alexander, who has jetted off over here. So we'll see if he can bring himself back into the fight, or what really. Okay, and yeah, that's that. The prodromoi still now facing down some horse archers here, who then missed all their shots, so not so good there. But we'll see what happens next, because yes, it looks like the Macedonians are getting swarmed, but they do have a very disciplined army. We'll see what they can do. Macedonian turn just done, and unfortunately for them, the arrival of the cavalry whooping and crying and sweeping into their unprotected sides and rear has caused the Macedonian second in command to unfortunately fail his first order roll. So no orders for the back here for them this turn. The Greek cavalry on initiative turned around to face the incoming danger, but unfortunately meant that the Thracians could not move in to flush out the slingers. Didn't fancy doing it on initiative because the slingers would just evade, but hey ho. So yeah, unfortunately at the back there wasn't an awful lot going on. However, no, they did fight back with some javelins from the Hypaspists and the Thracians in front, causing a smattering of hits and disordering one of the units of cavalry on the Persian side. You can see the prodromoi caught the horse archers on the hoof, and have actually wiped them out. If you get caught when you're trying to evade, trying to be a clever dick, that's bad for you. You automatically killed, and that's what the prodromoi are really good at because they're very fast themselves, so they're good at chasing down light cavalry. Yeah, Alexander had managed to turn himself around, and just to proclaim his victory up ahead, when he saw the rest of his army starting to get attacked from all sides. So he's coming back. He managed to turn around the companions, and he's now rushing back to himself to intervene where he can. The Thessalians here are doing a bang-up job of protecting the army's flank by disordering the Persians in the hills there, the rough ground, should I say, sorry. And finally, one last thing to recount, the Thracians put up a spirited defence. Despite being disordered and a bit battered, they've managed to avoid breaking. They actually drew the combat, of all things, with the cavalry, who are starting to lose a bit of impetus there. But yeah, we're going to go into the Persian turn now. These Thracians are really starting to creak under the pressure. We'll see how that pans out in the Persian turn now. Persian turn, and they're still putting pressure on these seemingly indestructible Thracians, who are now shaken but as yet keep passing their break tests, and yeah, they're not going anywhere just yet. But yeah, this cavalry unit is really thumping them quite hard. But yeah, the light cavalry continue to mill around in front, javelining the Thracians. They've chosen them as a softer target, going for them, taking them up to 5 out of 6 hits. The Persian other unit of Persian medium cavalry is starting to sweep around the back of the board now, and yeah, so they're going to start hopefully marauding themselves a little bit. That's it. The slingers in the rough terrain try to put some more shot into the Thracians, but it did not go their way, and that's that really. Unfortunately for the Persian turn, they don't have an awful lot to work with. There's a couple of units which are disordered, so yeah, it's not going too well for them, but they're still causing damage to the Macedonian ranks. They just need to get that lucky break, I think. The carnage continued into the Macedonian turn. Well, what didn't happen? Well, let's see. More javelin throwing was mutually handed out between the two sides, and yeah, the Persians had taken a smattering of little points of damage here and there. The prodromoi, with whatever ancient Greek is for surprise bitches, managed to swing all the way around, and they're now facing menacingly back towards, behind the Persians now. The fight in the middle, yeah, that carried on. The Greek cavalry actually initiative charged into the side of the Persians, and all this seemed to do was make the Persians angry, and the Thracians, who started protesting that they didn't need any goddamn help, because the Greeks finally lost this combat, and actually both their units got pushed back in disorder, and the Persians victoriously pushing on into the Thracians again, desperately trying to rid themselves of these stubborn barbarian types. And yeah, so there you go. The slingers got shot up a bit by the Greek Macedonian archers here, and have gone back disordered. And yeah, meanwhile Alexander is pulling his cavalry back. He's extricating them from the dead and dying Persians. And yeah, that basically concludes the turn. He's trying to get his units back as quickly as he can to, save the rest of his army, which is, being gradually whittled down by the looks of it by Persians. And we'll see what the Persians do about it now. Well, there's some fight in the Persians yet, as they've just proven. Coming in clutch at the end, the previously disordered Persian cavalry, light cavalry unit here, has moved up and javelined the prodromoi and caused them to fall back in disorder from nowhere, thus saving the Persian lights, who continue to pile in missile fire and javelins into the onto the Thracians, now making them go shaken. So yes, the Persians are definitely gradually grinding down the Macedonian resistance. And yes, speaking of, the Thracians here in combat with the Persian cavalry have finally given up the ghost and been routed altogether. So not that they put up a brave fight, but it was just not to be for them in the end. Caught in the flank by surprise Persian medium cavalry, it was never going to happen. It's only because they're Thracians, with all the benefits of being tough fighters, etc., that they stayed as long as they did, really. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Persian other medium cavalry unit moved up and threw javelins at the Greek mediums, which are still disordered, causing massive 3 points of damage to them and forcing them to fall back once again. So yeah, more damage there against the Greek army, which is really starting to creak a little now. They've got several units taking quite a lot of damage, but yeah, they obviously caused a lot of damage to the ambushing Persians as well. But let's see, can the Persians pull something off? They've got to destroy half the Greek army, don't forget. Okay, Macedonian turn, and we have a conclusion of sorts. Well, a conclusion, not of sorts, a definite conclusion. Right, well, where do we start? Well, smattering of things happened. The Hypaspists charged the cavalry to their front, trying to shoo them away, and shoo them away they did, all the way back here. Those evade moves can turn a little bit uncontrollable, and that's what the Persians found out here to their cost. The Thracians next to them, although shaken, turned to face and javelin the light cavalry here and caused 1 point damage. Nothing much, but they can still fight. They were desperate to prove that they could still fight. And speaking of fighting, much happened. Some archery fire took this unit of medium cavalry on the Persian side up to 5 hits now. But the main event, of course, as you might be able to see, was the companion cavalry smashed into the Persian mediums just here, and who countercharged, and it was a fearsome battle indeed. Both the companions going shaken after all was said and done, but causing 8 points of damage to the Persians, who subsequently broke and fled, as you would, really, wouldn't you? However, Alexander the Great joined the fighting, as of course he should, and he put in a mighty 5 attacks. Not the maximum 6 that he could, because I was a little bit, I wanted to roll it back a little bit. But he put 5 attacks in. Unfortunately, the Persians hit him, and after a unfortunate roll, Alexander the Great perished in that battle, bravely leading the spearhead that smashed the Persian cavalry back. And yeah, well, I did already say that one of the victory conditions is that Alexander the Great passes, and he just did, in style. Not in a pitched battle against his nemesis or anything, but in a fairly avoidable skirmish. But hey, he diced with this sort of risk a lot in his career, and unfortunately on this tabletop day he died. And that's that. A Persian victory then over the Macedonians. I mean, not many of their men survived, to be honest. I mean, it was a battering they took. Both sides took a bit of a battering. The Persians definitely lost more units, there's no doubt there, but they had the slightly weaker force anyway against the Macedonian army, which definitely, if one thing it had on its side, it had elan on its side. Yes, lots of drilled units, lots of cool special rules, stubborn here, there, all that sort of thing. Yeah, that's basically it. But the Persians did get to attack from all sides with a very mobile army. I do like cavalry strong armies in historical gaming. It's good fun. And that's that, really. Yes, history is rewritten. I don't know what would have happened, really. I guess the Macedonian army would have found someone else to lead it, but whether or not they'd have completed the conquest or not, I don't know. Who knows? Not for me to debate, really. Not here. Good fun game, though. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and gals, if any do watch. And yeah, I love Hail Caesar. You can do little things like this. You're not just limited to pitched battles. You can do skirmishes, ambushes, just really easily, as well as pitched battles. It's just a good, easy set to throw out on the board and just get on with it. Okay. Anyway, that's Hail Caesar. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I have been using these Macedonians off of the, but away from the camera. Had a massive pitch battle with them against a massive Persian army as well. Good fun times there. Can't really pull that off at home though on a 6x4 foot board. Have to really do that down the games club on a big table, but it was good to see. And but nonetheless, I really enjoy these small games too. Any questions or comments, please ask me down below. I'll be happy to answer as best I can. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Got plenty of other games going on and plenty of other projects going on too. Alright, you take care guys, and I'll see you next time.